My children declared me dead to steal my inheritance. They never expected me to walk into my own funeral. Have you ever imagined watching your own funeral? Not from heaven, not as a ghost, but standing outside the church, alive. I'm Auntie Rose. I'm 71 years old. 3 weeks ago, my own children declared me legally dead, just to steal everything I'd spent my entire life building. They planned my funeral, accepted everyone's sympathy, and started dividing my inheritance before I had even taken my last breath. But they made one mistake. They never imagined I'd walk through those church doors. For over 40 years, my husband Harold and I worked harder than anyone knew. He worked construction. I cleaned hotel rooms and waited tables. We skipped meals so our children never had to. Every dollar we saved was for their future. When Harold died 8 years ago, he squeezed my hand and whispered, "Rose, don't let money destroy this family." I promised him. I had no idea that promise would become impossible. After he passed away, my children slowly disappeared. Phone calls stopped. Birthdays became text messages. Holidays became excuses. Still, I defended them because that's what mothers do. Then one day my doctor called and asked me to return for more tests. Suddenly, everything changed. My oldest daughter Linda arrived with flowers. My son Michael started calling every day. Even my youngest daughter Karen wanted to drive me to appointments. At first, I believed they were worried about me. Then Linda smiled and asked, "Mom, have you updated your will?" Something inside me felt wrong. A few days later, the hospital called asking why I'd missed an appointment. I hadn't. Linda had cancelled it without telling me. Confused, I drove to her house. Before knocking, I heard voices inside. Michael whispered, "If Mom changes the will now, we're finished." Karen laughed. "Once she's officially declared dead, everything belongs to us." I froze. Declared dead? The next morning I called my attorney. Instead of greeting me, his assistant quietly said, "We're very sorry for your passing." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Someone had submitted legal documents saying I was dead. Within hours, my bank accounts were frozen. My debit card stopped working. Even my insurance had been cancelled. Someone wasn't just stealing my money. They were erasing my existence. I immediately contacted my late husband's closest friend, attorney Daniel Brooks. When he heard my voice, he whispered, "Rose, thank God you're alive." He explained that my children had brought him a death certificate only days earlier and demanded my inheritance. Thankfully, he didn't believe them. An investigation began immediately. The truth was horrifying. The death certificate was fake. The signatures were forged. Every piece of evidence pointed directly to my 3 children. Along with a family friend who worked in the county records office, they had planned my death long before I was ever gone. Then Daniel looked at me. "The funeral is tomorrow." He smiled. "Would you like to attend?" The next morning, I stood outside the church where everyone believed they were burying me. I opened the doors. The room went completely silent. People gasped. Flowers fell to the floor. The pastor stopped speaking. My children stared at me as if they'd seen a ghost. Slowly, I walked toward the empty casket waiting for me. I looked directly at my children and quietly asked, "Which one of you buried me first?" No one answered. Their silence confessed everything. Just then, police officers entered the church. Daniel followed behind them carrying a folder filled with forged documents, fake records, and bank evidence. Within minutes, my children were arrested in front of everyone. Months later, the court returned every dollar they'd tried to steal. I donated much of my estate to charities that care for lonely seniors. The rest became a scholarship in Harold's name. People often ask if I hate my children. No, hate is too heavy to carry. I simply learned that sharing someone's blood doesn't guarantee they'll protect your heart. Sometimes the family you choose loves you more than the family you raise. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments. What would you have done if you had walked into your own funeral? I'm Auntie Rose, and I'll see you in the next story.